Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Creative Redundancy back again here with another video which is currently live right now. It's gonna be a live creation mode plus show and tell plus a talk. Questions are welcome. Now while I wait for people to jump in here, I just want to say a special thanks to everyone that's been very supportive on the channel. I know I've done a couple of tag videos in the last little bit, and I appreciate the people that have done a VR for those tag videos. And you guys know who they are and such. If you haven't checked out those two tag videos, well, you can go check them out in my video playlist and, well, in my video library. Alright, let me load up the side chat here, see what's up. Load up a few things for this creation mode. Get a few things ready for the stream here. Get a few things out and such and such. Well, I guess while I wait for a few people to drop in here, there's still snow out here. Still have like, what, 2 feet snowbanks outside, and we're still expecting snow out in Western Canada here. I guess spring's getting delayed again, like usual. But, you know, it's typical Canadian weather. Spring only shows up when it wants to, and Old Man Winter never gives up until like the last day. But I'm pretty sure spring will come eventually. It's only a matter of time. Old Man Winter can't hold on forever. Although, last year, well, there was a big freak snowstorm in April, so. And I don't think the snow melted away till like almost the end of April. But at least it was nice in May. Yo, it's Gray Man Outdoors. What's up, man? How's it going? Yes, I know, it's 2 a.m. or whatever the time is for your local area. I know normal folks are in bed. Of course, I guess you're everywhere all the time. But, of course, not everyone has a 9 to 5 job. Not everyone lives here in North America. I know I have some subscribers that live overseas in like Europe and such. And sometimes they don't get to drop in on some of these live streams because it's too early or too late, or they're in bed. Ah, Minnesota. I don't think I've been in that state. I've been in the U.S. before. Well, obviously in the airports and such. I think it was down in Arizona, so I've been in the desert state. I think I've seen the Phoenix airport while waiting for a connection flight. Alright, it's time to roll into that intro. And of course, I got my YouTube magnetic sticker on right now. My YouTube magnetic sticker that I made a little while ago. So let me just put that at the bottom of the screen there. Okay. If you're wondering what that is, that's just a marker for me, so I know where my frame is for this, well, for the video. Everyone wants spring to come. There's been loads and loads of videos on, you know, that nor'easter, snow that's coming, 1 inch, 2 inches of snow, and such and such. Like I said, I guess it never gives up, Old Man Winter. It just keeps on going and going until, well, until April. I know some of my subscribers out there, and some of the videos I've seen, people, there's no snow on the ground there in their location. It's like brown. It might not be green or flowering yet, but they got no snow. Yo, it's Bob. What's up, Bob? I thought, hmm, that's weird. I thought I had Bob as a moderator. All right, well. You guys like my YouTube sticker? Or YouTube magnet, I should say. Oh yeah, you're still snowboarding on the lakes, hey? Well, usually those lakes will have... It's not running water. So usually they'll kind of freeze over quicker, stay frozen a little bit longer. I know some of these rivers that run by here in Canada, sometimes they're not safe to cross on or to be on because of the moving of the water. Because the ice doesn't really form, or if it does, it's in sheets. It's not a solid big sheet. And of course, you're not getting like 3 feet of like ice underneath, which is, you know, good enough to support trucks, vehicles, maybe a ice shed, or not an ice shed, but like a fishing shack, something like that. So, first thing I'm gonna bring out here, just let me push the side chat here, so I can still. Alright, there we go. So I can still see it. Alright, I guess I got this tin here right now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I kind of polished, well, sanded the top. And I guess I still got the white underneath. I guess I got this red reflector reflective type of tape underneath right now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I'll measure it out for you guys here. Let's see. 2 1/4. You can see the dimensions right there. About 6 centimeters. So just over 2 inches. Now let's see. Just under 2 inches, or about 5 centimeters going their way. And it's about, let's say, almost 1/4 of an inch thick. Maybe, I guess it would help if I put the lid on, but let's see. It's not that big, or that wide, or thick. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I know I can put matches in here. I've done that. And surprisingly enough, this actually fits a battery. So yeah, so I could put the batteries in here. Maybe, I don't know, put some electronics in here. I don't know, maybe make a battery pack. I don't know. Not sure what I'm going to do with this. It's shiny. It's got hinges for a lid. I mean, fits my hand. Not sure what I'll do with this. I could make another fire kit from this, but I'm not sure yet because I have quite a bit of fire kits, and like I know fire is important per se for survival, but after a while of making fire kits, I mean, I got like a smaller fire kit that I've shown before. I have larger fire kits. I have ones in more waterproof containers. I have another fire kit that's probably in a tin, and of course, the rest of the fire kits are in the airbags that I have. So I'm not sure what to do with this. I've seen people take like those Altoid small tins and put different stuff in here, because I'm pretty sure this is a similar size to an Altoid small, but of course I've never had an Altoid tin. But I do have a lot of air tins. Like, I got an air tin right here. It's not, it doesn't open up, but it does rotate. So I used to have I think tinder in here before. I mean, I could store something in here, maybe make a hot candle, I'm not sure. Hey Matthew, let me load up, you guys are talking here and I can't let me load up the chat here. Alright, let's see. They snowmobile drive 4x4s down the Mississippi River. Okay, okay. Hey, home runner, welcome. Home runner's like, throw some stuff in it, yeah. Okay, great. Great man outdoors. I'm running out of new ideas for fire kits. I mean, there's lots and lots of containers you can use for a fire kit. It just really does depend on what you want from it. I mean, for someone, for example, like Gray Man right here, on the on a lake or by the river, for example, you know, yeah, you probably could use a tin, but you might want something a little bit more waterproof. That's, you know, where you can be like, if you got submerged, or if it got dunked underwater from like a boat or whatever, or under a boat. So if this was a boat, it's underwater, something like this might not be as great, because it's probably not going to be as waterproof, even if you put like electrical tape around it. Whereas if you have a sealed container that's waterproof with some sort of seal or like O-ring on it, it might be more waterproof, which I actually will show right now. Since we're talking about fire kits, or since I'm talking about fire kits, here's one right here. This is a container that I kind of salvaged or scavenged. And basically, if anyone doesn't know, this is actually one of those containers that usually have for like bubbles. So you would have that little O thing down the center. It's got that bubble type of solution, you know, where you blow into it and make bubbles. Well, I found this container. Not that really showed the contents, but obviously you can see what's inside. But basically what I did was, right here let me get the into frame right here, I added a ranger band around it, so when I turn and, well, put the lid on, it goes over the ranger band, so it's more likely to be more waterproof or water resistant. I know for sure this is splash proof. I've tried it a few times underwater, like with a bucket of water and such. Haven't had water get into the container yet, but I keep trying the test and see if it's gonna be repetitive. Like the results are come back every single time as the same way. No water gets in. I'll probably try like a longer test, so not just like 5, 10, 15 minutes, but maybe hours to days, where it's like under the water and held underwater, weighted underwater. One good thing I do like about this kind of container, it's got a hole at the top, so you can put a lanyard at the top. Just some braided line, the Arbor Canadian jam knot, so I can easily put this around something. And I think I made this long enough. Well, no, I didn't make it long enough to stretch to the bottom. I'll probably have to work on that a little bit more. Nope, I don't think I can. I can almost. Nah. I'm gonna have to make this lanyard a little bit longer so it stretches to the bottom, so I can actually put it around like a belt. Maybe around, like a strap on a backpack, for example. So I can just strap it on, put the strap through it, and have that, well, this fire kit. Still working on it. I think currently I do have a flame spark and heat method in here. You know, I got some tinder, pencil sharpener, stormproof matches, obviously a lighter for a flame source, a little bit of foil just in case. Yeah, strike anywhere matches. Some tinder. Yep. So it's just something I made. Put that to the side. I do not have the chat open. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Alright, Bob, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for dropping by. Let's see here. Grayman Outdoor said, I probably have over 30 different fire kits made up and stashed everywhere. That is awesome. Let's see, you can put a strip of electrical tape across the top of the tin to make it a little, to make it close tighter. Yep. I mean, I could use the Ranger bands or like to. There we go. I can also use the ranger bands to put it around. It's kind of loose on this one, but you know, you get the idea. I do have another way of waterproofing this. Something I saw online, using balloons to waterproof something, and I tried it out. I originally had some footage about it. I'm not sure why I got rid of it, but basically, I guess I can show it off right now. Just hold on a sec here. Oh, I guess I got some more people in. Hey, ladies, CJ Butterfly Vibes, hello. And welcome. Hey, Rusty Pape, how's it going, man? So, yeah. Balloons are actually quite useful. They're pretty cheap, easy to obtain. They come in bulk sizes. Like, obviously, you get more than, like, a few, you know, one or two in a package. You can get them at the dollar store. Balloons are quite useful. I've shown other ways of using balloons, from if they're bright white, yellows, or oranges. You can inflate them for signaling purposes. Of course, they make that crazy sound when you blow into them and go like that. Yeah, you get the idea. I'm not gonna really make the sound, but it's loud for what it is. But basically, what I'm gonna do with this container is inflate the balloon. Now, hopefully, I can do this without busting it. What I'm gonna do is, make sure I'm in frame here, push the tin down while letting the air out. I've seen this with done with smartphones. So basically, to make like a simple kind of case for your phone. Hopefully, I can do this without popping the balloon. Slowly release the air. This does not work with all items, but because any sharp edges will cut the balloon. You can kind of see the idea here. Basically, because the balloon has been, well, the air has escaped. Basically, now it's wrapped itself around this tin. Now I'm gonna do it from the top here. Put this down here. Sure, I'm in frame. Do the exact same thing here. Apply a little bit of pressure. Let that air escape a little. And basically, with a tin like this, I can use two balloons. So something similar to this. Now, I probably did this kind of fast. Yeah, I did this kind of fast. It came out on the edge right here, but you kind of get the idea. And basically, I can reuse it now. As far as I know, this balloon type of idea works with anything that's rounded. Anything sharp, like with edges, like this tape measure, it's not gonna work for this tape measure. Too many corners, rough edges. It's not cut into the balloon. So let me put that to the side there. Yo, what's up, man? Let's see. What are you guys talking about? Of course. I remember you, Lacey. I just checked out your video. That's why I kind of knew you would be showing up. Yo, what's up, Alex? Trying to play a song with the balloon. Actually, I could, but I don't want to be too loud. But I could if I wanted to. Yeah, no problem, Lacey. You can try it out. Now, it doesn't work for a lot of everything, obviously. It depends on the shape. I mean, you can get much bigger balloons. Like, I know over at the local dollar store, I can get balloons that are much bigger. I have an opening like as wide as like 1 to 1.5 inches. The balloon I showed for this is kind of like, you know, a normal sized balloon that you might see. Normal round balloon that you see at birthday parties and stuff like that. But let's try something else. I have no idea if it's gonna work for this. It might. This is just a Dollar Tree battery bank you can get. It uses AA's. I have no idea if this is gonna work. It might work. It's got rounded edges, so it doesn't have sharp corners, so it's not gonna cut into the balloon when I do this. You just have to apply the pressure so it kind of wants to. The balloon wants to kind of form around the container or whatever you put it in the center. Let's see. I think it could work. It could work. We might be able to work this. As you can see from right here, because the air came out, it's kind of taking the shape of whatever you put in the center. So if I put another one on top, you know, it might be able to resist some water. I've actually tried this at least once, and unfortunately I don't have the footage for it anymore because I decided to not have it anymore. But basically I tried this with oops. I guess it would help if I don't move it. Sorry about the plastic. But basically, I tried it with this. You know what? And this is just a cheap flashlight that I randomly found when I was scavenging randomly. It doesn't have a lid. It's one of these biking type of lights. Here's the switch right here, and basically, let me grab some batteries here. Why not? Why not? Everyone likes to see a demo and stuff like that. So, let me go grab some batteries here and turn it on. Alright, I got some, you can see it now, it's on. So I'm gonna actually do this live in front of you guys. I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the balloons. I'm gonna grab some water and submerge this. I'm gonna submerge this with it has no battery compartment. The only reason I have the tape is to keep the batteries inside so they don't pop out. Let me move my YouTube sticker back up here. Alright, I got some water right here. Let's see. You guys can hear it. A bunch of water right here. I'll tilt the camera just a little bit here. Put the water down. Alright, flashlight. Grab these balloons here. And then do the exact same thing that I just did. Pushing it down, even pressure, slowly releasing the air, and then trying to conform it to the shape of the flashlight that I have here. It should work. I've done this at least once. But you know how it goes when you go live. Things don't work the way it's supposed to. Oh, you can see that's turned on. Yeah, it might be tricky. Okay, I guess I gotta do this again. Trying to get it like, because when you see it from the top, you'll kind of notice that it will kind of looks like a dinghy, or I don't know, a donut, I guess, or whatever. I'm slowly releasing the air, but I'm applying pressure, but not too much pressure because I don't want to actually bust the balloon. Let that air come out. Let's see if I can do this here. Let's let that air come out. Hopefully, try to get that to conform to the shape of this. Alright, so I got half of it. I'm gonna pull this part down and push it down the other way. Same thing again. Alright, just enough pressure. Slowly release the air out. try to overlap as much as I can. Get some of that excess air out. Alright. Get that extra excess air out here. As you can see, right there, it's surrounded by 2 balloons now. I'll adjust this just a little here. Oh, let's see, where's the button? Oh, here we go. Alright, now I'm gonna turn off the lights so you can actually see it a little bit easier. There's that bucket of water. I'm gonna turn off the lights here so you can actually see this. Alright, you can see the lights on. You can. There's water inside. You'll have to take my word for it, but there's water inside of here right now. As I try not to spill it over the place. I probably should have used batteries that were a little bit brighter. But, so I have the flash on. Let's stick this under the water. As you can see, it's still going. And not only will I leave it in there, turn back on the light, I'm gonna turn off the light in it, but I'm gonna let it sit in there for a little bit too. Now it's only under like an inch or 2 of water, but I'm gonna let that sit while I do the next thing here. Bring back out my YouTube magnet. Now, while I wait for that to go, I kind of show something else I've been working on. Now, I'm no expert at primitive type of tool making, but I've been seeing some videos. I've decided, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Now, these are probably not the best pieces, as you know, I'm just practicing with what I have. But basically what I did was I took some bones and kind of made an arrowhead. Also, it's not the best. It's not the best part of the bone to use. Which might, yeah, it's not the focus that well. Put that there. Put this one here. I mean, they're pointy, and I kind of made some slits on the side so I can actually lash it if I wanted to. It is pokey. Let's see here. Let me grab something here that should work. Yeah. Let's grab the wrapper. As you can see, it'll poke right through. Now this is made from bone, so it's hard enough. So just something I've been practicing with until, you know, so when I get a much better sample or a piece of bone that's bigger or more ideal, I kind of know what I'm doing. Because these are not the flat parts of the bone, so I actually had to get them flat. And they're kind of small, so they're not, you know, for small game, I guess it would be fine. Alright, well, I'm gonna bring that bucket back out here. turn off the light so you can actually see it. It's still in the water. You can see I still have this in the water. Turn back on the lights. Hopefully not blind anyone here. Just don't pull this out of the water. Wipe off this extra water that's on the balloons. So you can see it's been submerged in water. No, undo the balloons here. Let's see here how it looks. You can see a little bit of water here. Let's see the battery compartment. There's still some water, but not enough to short it out. So I guess if I kind of did it better, it might work a lot better. But it would definitely be a lot more water resistant with these. Wipe off my table here real quick. Get this extra water off. Keep my YouTube thing in the center here. So going back to my kind of arrowheads that I've been trying to make, I'm trying with this piece right here. Obviously it's flat. I have to kind of sand it down a little bit more here, so it's a lot more flat, I guess. What I'll probably attempt is, try to make it so it's pointy up here. Now I'm not using like the biggest bones in the world. I mean, these are just, let's just say, scraps. Something to try with. So when I actually get like good pieces of bone that are more ideal, I kind of know what I'm doing, because I've done it before in a smaller scale. So when I reach or attempt it in a bigger or larger scale, I'll be like, oh yeah. Like, it's not gonna be the best. So I'll just kind of start making a point. Find it down a little. And eventually, hopefully, get something that looks more like an arrowhead. Now, obviously, I haven't tried these out yet, so I'm not sure how durable or how many times I would be able to use these arrowheads again. But of course, I just made these from scraps, so obviously I can make it again and again and again. I'm just using a file, but I guess in the real world I probably could use, you know, like a flat rock. Because as far as I've read, the best bone to use is like the femur, because it's one of the stronger bones in the body, or like on an animal or whatever. I'm just using a leg bone, which is probably not ideal, but that's what I have right now. It'll take a little bit for me to file this down. I'm sort of getting a shape here. Just trying to make it kind of a little bit more pointy. Now I'm just gonna remove the excess stuff that's on my file using a brush. The brush is actually pretty good to get the stuff off your file, because it actually gets into the grooves, so you can actually remove that excess, well, bone in this case, but could be metal, wood, or whatever. And of course, my file is made in Canada. As you can see right about there, made in Canada. So I'm just trying to get that point right here. Now obviously, metal arrowheads, metal type of broadheads are probably going to be much better, much more durable, longer lasting than an arrowhead, but these type of the bone arrowheads, I can, as long as I have the bone, I can keep creating it. And, you know, a file would help too. Taking a little bit of time, I guess. To be honest, it's actually just taking the time to file it down so I can get that point. So it's a little bit more pointy, so there's well, something to kind of penetrate with, for lack of a better word. I'm starting to get somewhere on it, I guess. Let's put that down for a sec here, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'm just starting to get a point. And right now all I smell is bone. I didn't realize bone had a smell, but I guess it does. But anyways, I'll finish this one off later. And hopefully you'll start to have something like this. So you guys get the point, no pun intended. Now on the edge of a file, like the kind of 90-degree right here, so right here on the edge, I'm just gonna go back and forth a little so I can have somewhere to lash that arrowhead on. Now do it to the other side and try to make it kind of parallel along the same axis of, like, so it lines up with their groove that I put in, or notch, I guess. Okay, let's see. Something similar to that now. I don't have it lined up all the way. It's not the perfect. It's nowhere near done. Of course, I'm just practicing. Just practicing. So when I actually get, like I said, when I actually get a pretty good piece, I'll actually know what to do. I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta do that, get that shape, put the notches in, and make it pointy. Hello, Jag Girl 2003 or 2003, however you want to say it. Okay, that's cool. You like to watch talented people create something? Well, I don't think I'm talented, but I do like to create. Clearly. So yeah, back to these bone arrows that I'm trying to make. Now these are not anything special. Like, there's much better ones out there. I'm just that guy just practicing, just trying it out for the first-ish time. I mean, like I made this one. They're kind of not the thickest, so this would probably be good for smaller game. Something like, let's say, a rabbit, for example. Let me see here. Alright, well, I got a piece of birch bark right here. Let's just see if I can poke a hole through it. Yep, easily poke a hole through a piece of birch bark. No problem. And the tip is still pointy, so let's try something else. Alright, since I just happen to have, I had orange earlier, so I got the peel. Obviously, this doesn't represent anything. Let's just, oh yeah, easily. Huh. It's funny. Of course, I can home the edge, so it's a little bit more, I guess, sharp. So it's got more of an edge on the sides. So I could take a file or a smooth rock and just kind of go back and forth. So basically, I can go back and forth on it, so it's kind of more pointy and, well, sharper. And of course, it's easier with a bigger bone because I can size it down. So obviously, this is so small now that, you know, I can't go too much smaller because it'll kind of, well, there won't be anything left of the arrowhead. So I'll just kind of go back and forth on this just a little here. Now this was not made from the straightest part of the bone, so it's not completely flat, but this also didn't take me too long to do. So if I had like a file on a multi-tool or whatever, I could do something like this. Make this out in the wild, in the woods, if need be. Clear off that excess here. Try to line this up. Alright. Now, I didn't make this arrowhead, but it was graciously donated to me by a local friend. So here's an arrowhead right here. Now this is made from, I believe it's some sort of stone or rock. I don't, yeah, I believe, yeah. Oops. A little close up here so you guys can see it. You can see the notches in there where you would probably lash your cordage around it. And, you know, kind of secured onto your stick. Obviously this is too small of a stick, but you get the idea. Basically you would make a slit, push it in there, lash it around so it doesn't want to come out, and it doesn't want to split the stick more, and it kind of wants to keep it in place. Now, like I said, I did not flint knap this. Someone else did. I'm not sure who. I have to ask my friend that, but he kind of donated it to me. He's like, "Here you go, man." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So, just a little arrowhead. That's been flint knap. So I'm gonna put these kind of arrowhead tips, points back into my fishing slash arrowhead slash that kind of stuff. You'll see it right here. It's got an inside of one of those snap-on cases. This includes like fishing line, some wooden spools. Let's see. Here's a bell. Braided fishing line. Couple of flies that I've tried to do. Not the prettiest, I guess, but I guess if it helps me catch a fish, it might work. Just something I've been playing around with. No expert on making them, but you know, sometimes the best way to learn something is just to do it. So I'm doing it. I'm gonna try it out. Next time I go fishing or attempt to go fishing, I'll bring them along and see if they help me catch the fish or help me get a bite. Hey Druid Grove, how's it going, man? Seen some pics of arrowheads made from glass, well, similar to flint knapped or stone arrowheads. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I wish I had access to like obsidian, but honestly, I don't live near close enough to a volcano to acquire obsidian. And basically, obsidian is basically natural form type of glass. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Here's a spool of tarred line. This is actually bank line. Let's see, you can see some hooks, some extra hooks I have, more fishing line. Put this back in here. Let's see, more little bells. Where's that other one? I just had it. Yeah, of course. Now I don't see it when it. and a couple other type of hooks that I'm trying to work on, or arrowheads that I'm trying to work on. Here's an arrowhead that I'm trying to work on. This is actually right here. Right here. This actually came from, well, basically a kitchen knife. What I did was, also you could see it's pointy already. So this is like something easy that anyone can do with scrap, old kitchen knives, maybe tools that already have a point on it. I mean, it's like a ready-made arrowhead. I just kind of had to cut it down. I'll probably have to make some notches. Obviously, I gotta sharpen up the tip and stuff like that. But I can make this into like more of a spear point. I guess it probably wouldn't be a really, well, it'd be kind of big for an arrowhead, but it'd be good for a spear point. And basically what I did was I used a metal, a hacksaw type of blade meant for like cutting metal. Oops. And just kind of scored it back and forth. Made a line at the top here where the blade would be. I just kind of went back and forth, so it's until I got it thin enough where I could just snap it off. And basically what I'll do probably later on is just sharpen the edges so it's a little bit more pointy. Add some notches in so I can actually lash something on there. Probably smooth down the bottom here. And I'll have something that looks like a spear point or an arrowhead relatively easily. Something just from scrap, a scrap knife, for lack of a better word. Now, since I'm kind of talking about arrowheads and fishing and hooks and all that stuff, here's something else that I made. Here's a spool that I made from credit cards. Now, as you can see, it looks like an I or an H, depending how you look at it. Basically, there's 4 layers in there, you know, and I made one and used that to make the template for their 3 pieces, well, their 3 layers. And afterwards, kind of lined them up, use like a lighter just to heat up the edges, push them together so they stay together, and just added some tape so it keeps it together. But basically, I can use this like a spool, a very small spool, and of course this could be scaled up. If you find anything similar to like old credit cards, something like that, could be used. It's flexible, not too heavy. I can get a line around it, put this into like a fishing kit, I guess, maybe in a bag, in a backpack. If you're out camping or whatever, I could bring this along, I guess. Put some line around it, whatever fits. Also, it's not that big, so I wouldn't use it for anything thick like paracord. But it might be good for something like fishing line, braided fishing line, maybe bank line. There are types of line that are a little bit thinner. here. Oof. So those kind of bone arrow heads, the really small one that I showed, basically I just made it from a bone. I tried to pick like the flattest side. Obviously this is probably not most ideal type of bone, and obviously a bigger bone would make a much stronger or better arrowhead, just because it's gonna be bigger. And depending on the bone you use, or from wherever it is on that body, it'll determine how strong the bone is. But this is just like a leg bone from like a chicken. Not ideal, but just practicing. So basically it would turn out like this at the end. Yep, that light still works. Alright, just not have a sip of coffee here. Whew, been talking so much. Just give me 1 sec here. Just so I can check on some messages. I'm getting messaged here. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to check on some messages. People have been asking questions about the tech videos I've been kinda introducing. So I just kinda wanna make sure they're on the same level. Because in the videos I kinda said, you know, more specific guidelines for it. So I'm hoping that they'll kind of try to follow it. And besides, it's a fun tag. These last 2 tag videos, especially the one before that I did a couple days ago. Nice fun tag video with, you know, a practical application. So it's not just showing off something, but, you know, well, basically it was a knife tag video where it's like the biggest, I mean not the biggest, the oldest knife you have, the smallest, and the least used or least liked knife. And basically there was a paper cutting test and getting shavings off all those knives. Alright, well, anyone in the chat room right now, if you got some questions you want to ask CR right now, feel free, and I'll try to answer it if as best as I can while I get the next creation going. Alright, well, I know most people will know what this is. I know everyone knows what this is. It's a container used to hold something like lipstick. Now basically, I've removed the lipstick, so now it's hollow, nothing inside. I've been thinking about what I can use this for. I'm still not sure. As far as I know, the size of lipstick is, well, the container itself. It will actually fit a mini Bic inside. So in theory, I guess I could put a mini Bic inside and around these two openings. Use tape, for example, so I can have a container to store my lighter, my mini Bic in. Keep it dry. Maybe put some tinder inside to keep it dry. Something like that. Still not quite sure how I'm gonna reuse this, but it's a decent size for what it is. Actually, I guess I'm wrong. It's not actually from lipstick, it's actually from perfume, but more or less the same thing, right? Now, here's something else I've been working on. Yes, it's another fire kit. I got a fire kit in here right now. I don't think I have the spark method in here right now, but I do have a flame and a solar method in here. And I got tinder in this, something to get shavings, obviously. Still working on it. It's nowhere near waterproof, obviously, but obviously it's metal, so I can make char cloth in here. Or char material like punk wood, which is pretty easy to obtain naturally. And the reason why I like to char punk wood is because usually when you find it, you can find big chunks of it, like chunks like this big, just rotted away. And basically punk wood is basically wood that's kind of rotted away a little, but when you feel it or pick it up, it's extremely light and it feels spongy. And you can use it to char with, make a wick with, and stuff like that. You know, I got a bunch of that just hanging around. And there's a few other things you could do with punk wood. I'll probably try to end screen it or put links in the description down below once this video's, well, done. So I'm gonna take a quick break here on this live stream. Not too long. I will be back though for more of creation mode from CR. But remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, hit me up on a thumbs up. Now, if you're new to my channel, you can hit subscribe to check out the latest content from me and the back library of videos I currently have, which is obviously growing faster and faster as, well, as the months and the years go by. And of course, there's a bunch of playlists that you can check out. So if it interests you, go check it out. Leave me a comment, some feedback. I enjoyed the feedback, that constructive feedback I enjoy. Of course, if you got your own ideas or suggestions for the channel, for my channel, leave me a comment. I don't mind. So, as the world changes, so must oneself. To reach a new level of skill and knowledge, one must practice. Now, a single person can't help everyone in this world, but one person can help someone in this world. Until the next YouTube video from me, guys, it's peace out from the guy that's always in creation mode. CR, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.